All right, let's dive into a group of animals that are, frankly, amazing. They've been ruling the oceans for millions of years with a super lightweight, flexible advantage. And that's because they don't have a single bone in their bodies.
So here's a question for you. What could a great white shark and a slime eel possibly have in common? I know, it sounds like the beginning of a weird joke, right? One is this legendary apex predator, and the other, well, it's famous for slime. So what's the deal? What's the connection?
The answer is, they're both cartilaginous fish. Instead of a heavy, bony skeleton like us, their whole frame is built from cartilage. You know, that tough but bendy stuff on your nose and ears? It's basically an evolutionary masterpiece. It's strong enough for all their powerful muscles, but way lighter and more flexible than bone. This gives them a huge leg up in speed and agility in the water.
Now, when you think of cartilaginous fish, I bet your mind immediately jumps to one group in particular. So let's start right there, with the undisputed superstars of the sea, sharks.
So what really makes a shark, and not just another fish? Well, this little chart breaks it down perfectly. Besides the cartilage skeleton, which we talked about, look at the gills. Sharks have those iconic exposed slits, while bony fish have this hard, protective flap called an operculum covering theirs. And buoyancy? This one is huge. Bony fish have what's basically a little internal balloon, a gas-filled swim bladder, to float. Sharks, on the other hand, use a massive oil-filled liver. It works like a built-in ballast tank in a submarine, letting them change depths incredibly fast.
And when we talk about sharks, the size range is just unbelievable. You have the tiniest one, the dwarf lantern shark, which is literally no bigger than your hand. And, get this, it glows in the dark. Then you go all the way up to the gentle giant, the whale shark, which can grow longer than a school bus. It's an absolutely amazing spectrum.
You know, sharks are master hunters, and their skin is one of their secret weapons. It isn't covered in smooth scales. Nope, it's covered in these tiny tooth-like structures called denticles. It's literally like a skin of teeth. This creates this special low-pressure zone around their body, which cuts down on drag and lets them slice through the water super fast and almost silently.
And what about their actual teeth? Oh, it's incredible. Sharks have rows and rows of them set up like a conveyor belt. When a tooth in the front gets lost, one from the row behind just rolls right forward to take its place. A single shark can go through a mind-boggling 30,000 teeth in its lifetime. And if you want to talk about longevity, get a load of this. The Greenland shark can live for almost 400 years. It doesn't even start having babies until it's about 150 years old. Think about that. These sharks were swimming in the ocean before the United States was even a country. Just wow.
Okay, so we've seen the classic torpedo-shaped hunters. Now let's meet their close relatives, who took that exact same cartilaginous body plan and flattened it out for a completely different kind of life. Let's talk about the graceful, flying carpets of the sea, the rays.
Rays are perfectly engineered for life on the seabed. I mean, their mouths are on their underside, which is perfect for scooping up prey from the sand. So you might be wondering, how do they breathe without getting a mouthful of sand? Well, they've got this brilliant solution. Special openings on the top of their heads called spiracles that pull in clean, sand-free water. So clever.
You know, people mix up rays and skates all the time, but they're actually pretty different. This slide lays it out nicely. The biggest difference? Birth. True rays give birth to live young. Skates, on the other hand, lay these tough egg cases that you might have seen washed up on the beach. They're called mermaid's purses. Also, check out the tail. A ray usually has a long whip-like tail, often with a defensive barb. A skate's tail is shorter, stockier, and doesn't have a stinner.
And the ray family is just wildly diverse. Of course, you've got the classic stingrays with their famous barb. But then you have the colossal giant manta rays, which are basically just gentle, flying water filters. And then there are electric rays that can zap their prey with up to 200 volts. And let's not forget the bizarre sawfish, which looks like a shark with a chainsaw attached to its face, using that saw to stun its dinner.
All right, time to leave the sunny surface waters. We're going to journey down, way down, into the crushing darkness of the deep ocean to meet the strangest, most mysterious relatives of sharks and rays, the chimeras.
I mean, their nicknames really say it all. Spookfish, ghostfish, rabbitfish. And you can see why. With their huge, sometimes glowing eyes built for total darkness, their bulky heads, and these long, skinny tails, they really do look like ghosts gliding through the abyss. Chimeras are a true evolutionary mix and match. It's like they took parts from different fish.
They have a single gill cover like a bony fish, but instead of replaceable teeth like a shark, they have these 3 pairs of permanent grinding tooth plates. Many of them also have a long, venomous spine for defense, and they fly through the deep by gracefully flapping these huge pectoral fins. They are a truly unique branch on the family tree.
Okay, now, prepare yourself. We're about to meet the most ancient lineage of cartilaginous fish. These creatures are so old, they evolved before one of the most basic tools for a predator even existed. Let's meet the jawless wonders.
So first up is the hagfish, a deep-sea scavenger with what has to be the ultimate defense mechanism. When it's threatened, it instantly oozes this thick, gooey slime that mixes with the water to become this massive, choking cloud. It can completely clog the gills of an attacking shark, forcing it to back off immediately. It's a defense that is almost impossible to beat.
So how does a hagfish keep from getting trapped in its own slime? Well, you have to see this. It is a master contortionist. It literally ties its own body in a knot, slides that knot all the way down its body, and basically squeeges itself clean. It's a perfectly engineered, self-cleaning slime machine.
Now, the other living jawless fish are the lampreys, and their lifestyle is completely different. While hagfish are scavengers cruising the bottom, most lampreys are parasites. They use this terrifying circular sucking mouth that's filled with sharp teeth to latch onto other fish and, well, you get the idea. 2 jawless designs, 2 totally different ways to survive.
So let's just put it all together. You've got the powerful sharks, the graceful rays, the ghostly chimeras, and the ancient jawless wonders. The cartilaginous fish prove, without a doubt, that a skeleton of bone isn't the only way to succeed. These guys have dominated every corner of the ocean for hundreds of millions of years.
Seriously, think about it. They were here long before the dinosaurs, and they managed to survive multiple mass extinctions that wiped out so much other life on Earth. Their lightweight skeletons, their crazy adaptations, and their incredible diversity have made them some of the ultimate survivors on the planet. It really makes you wonder, what other lessons in resilience are they still holding deep down there beneath the waves?